Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob at Super League Malibu. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, deboer wetsuits, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Quintana Premium Plus Sports, and our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Olympic bronze medalist from Tokyo, Mr. Hayden Wilde, joins us. How you doing, Hayden?
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem. Well, you're defending champion here, right?
Yeah. It's nice to be back in Malibu. I love the surf.
I was going to say you're a Kiwi. Surf is good.
Yeah, love the surf. Reminds me of being back in New Zealand. So, but it's nice to be here, and it sounds like the surf's going to be
pumping,
relatively up. So the bigger the surf, the better for me.
I like that. And then your background, a lot of adventure stuff, right? You did coast to coast across New Zealand. You won that when you were 16 years old?
Yeah, it was. So you have the option to do the one-day event
yes.
or the two-day event, and I was too young to do the one-day event. So I've done the two-day, which is split over 2 days.
Yes.
And yeah, got the win there, which is cool. So it's normally, I think it's normally like a 14-hour event. So normally harder than, I've never done an Ironman, but they say it's harder than an Ironman. So
did you race against Braden Curry at this?
I've raced the same year that he's won the event,
okay.
But I was doing the 2 day.
You were doing 2 days. He was doing it 1 day.
Yeah, I was too young. So, but yeah, you start with like a 2K run, get on a bike for 60K, 55K, and then you do like a mountain pass run, which is about 30K of off-road running.
Wow.
And then you'd ride for 8K, get in a kayak for about, I think, 60K, and then you do a bike for 50K.
Oh my God! So you're an Ironman guy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Do you see that when you're after another couple Olympics?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll push for LA. I think potentially, depending how Paris goes.
Yes.
If I get the gold in Paris, I might retire early on the short course. But at the end of this year, I'm lining up for the Noosa Tri, the
non-draft Olympic distance.
But then a week after, I'll go and do Melbourne. 70.3.
Really?
Yeah, because the Topol World Champs is there, and I was born in Topol. So
were you born in Topol?
Yeah, so it'd be rude not to race. So I'd love to get there and race in front of a home, a New Zealand crowd after Paris.
Well, we're actually looking to we'll be doing our show from Topol next December.
Nice.
We'll be at your house.
There you go. Happy days. Yeah, I think my family house in Whakatane, where my mum lives. Yeah. It's, I think, like a 90-minute drive to Topol, so
good for you.
It's pretty easy.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll spend maybe 3 months in New Zealand before I come back to Andorra, where I live now, and that's where I call home now. So yeah, it's a good spot.
So when you're training in Andorra, one of our favorite guys on the planet is Cam Worth, and I'm sure that makes cycling a little entertaining.
Yeah, it's great. He opened some doors for me. I try and get him to the swimming pool every so often so I can kick his ass. And then every so often we get on the bike, and he definitely it teaches me one or two things.
Have you learned some stuff from him on the bike?
Oh yeah, we do this loop. It's about 120K with like 2,000 meters of climbing, and it's the Tri Nations, and he does his 2 hour effort on the TT bars, and he got myself and the guy that just won the European TT champs, Josh Tarling, and third at their world champs for TT, and he's just bearing us on the wheel. So it's good fun, and he gives it back to us on that course. So that's good.
Now, when you're training with that guy, some good stories?
Oh, some great stories. Les tells us about his, he obviously he's come from a rowing background, but just some of the banter he shows us on the Ironman course and in the cycling side, then he brings that kind of that energy to training. It's good fun, and he always tells you how it is, which is always really nice. But yeah, he's good to have. Makes
hours fly by.
Yeah, makes hours fly by, but also he's a wealth of knowledge as well with coming from cycling. Being I think and I do agree with Cam where he says I don't think triathlon is. We don't think we've hit that professionalism yet in triathlon as cycling has.
Right.
It's just like they just do things so much better in cycling, and then he transfers that over. And I definitely have learned a few things over this year from him, being a little bit more professional in training and when to go hard and when to go easy. So it's really nice to learn off a guy like that.
So this year you come to Paris. It's all about you want to be in the podium in Paris. Obviously next year you want to be there, but for the test event. and you crash on the way to the start.
Yes. Yeah.
Did Cam give you some crap about that?
Oh, I'll tell you what, no, it was, we're in great shape and, did some good riding with Cam and was feeling good and the swimming was going great. And, before Paris, I won Yokohama and then double backed in second in Cagliari. And then winning Hamburg, I was actually a little bit sick coming into Sunderland, but our idea was to just train right through that race.
Yes.
So I wasn't in tip-top shape. I was quite fatigued. And then that would lead us quite nicely into Paris. So I knew I was in some great form. I got third in Sunderland, being probably, shy of 80% in kind of readiness.
Yes.
So to come to Paris, I knew I was ready to have a great performance and try and get that spot. And I was riding to the event and I wanted to get there a little bit earlier, but it was a little bit dark. And the cool thing about about Paris, they've got these great bike lanes, but they've got this curbing which is more or less 20 centimeters high, and it blends in quite well with the road. And unfortunately, I was just so focused on the race and not really thinking of the present of riding my bike to the bike course. And I was going extremely slow. It was super early in the morning, so I wanted to go slow because I didn't want to make a mistake, which I did. And there was a barricade which was in front of the bike lane going onto the road, and I was like, well, if I just turn and right a little bit, because the barricades were part of the bike course, I'll just go around and go onto the bike course. And as soon as I turned right, stacked it because of the curbing, just because it just blended in, and I just totally forgot about it. But it was one of those extremely slow crashes where there was no blood, there was no scrape from the cycling suit or anything, and it was just complete direct impact onto the hip, which really irritated a lot of tendons. And I had some scans and some x-rays, and there was no crack in the hip, which was great, but there's a lot of fluid in there, which when you've got a lot of fluid in your hip, it's pretty much impossible to run without any pain. So there was 2 weeks where I couldn't really run over 20 minutes.
And so you do the swim and the bike. And actually, I think you were saying it felt better when you're going hard on the bike.
Yeah, like the swim, you come into that race and you mentally you're just out of the race anyway. And I was talking to my team and we were really kind of tossing up whether to race or not, but we were in good shape. So it was a good opportunity just to get over the Olympic course.
Just to take a look at the course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I jumped in the water and I mentally just wasn't there. So I tried to get over that mental mind space, and it was extremely hard to. So dove in, was about a minute back, and yes, I said the harder I biked, actually the better it was, but the easier I biked. So if I soft pedaled over the cobbles, it actually really was quite excruciating. Brutal. So it was just bike hard and see what happens, and got onto the run, and I couldn't put any weight on it, and I was like, well, I'm here, I'll just jog a lap. And I was running that slow that the whole group, the front group, lapped me. I think I did 2K and they did about 5. So I was just kind of, if I put that to words, it's probably over 6 minute pace.
But it's one of those things where you came there to check out the course. You got to check out the course, and you feel it suits you. Yeah,
I think so. With my being a smaller guy but having a good powder weight, it's going to be, for me, a good opportunity to bridge gaps if I need to. But also, it's going to be extremely hard to stay away as well, I think, just because it's extremely flat and fast. You're going to the Champs-Élysées and there is cobbles there, but the rest of the course is like brand new pavement. So It's extremely fast. There's not really any technical spots, so it's just like full top-end speed. So if you really want to commit and stay away, you're really going to have to overbike. So it's going to be an interesting course. So
when you, going into Tokyo, did you feel, okay, I'm here to medal?
Yeah, the Tokyo in 2020 was interesting because, being from New Zealand, we were stuck there in COVID, so we hadn't raced for 24 months. So to come to Tokyo with having one race under my belt in 24 months, didn't really know what was going to happen. So to podium was pretty awesome. And I knew if I had a good day and things went right and the stars aligned, I could have a really good day, and got off the bike and felt really good on the run, and it was a good battle up there, and hopefully I can kind of put myself in a good position for Paris next year. How did it change things for you when you come away with a bronze medal? Yeah, the year before COVID, the progression of my performances were kind of slowly increasing. I was slowly becoming more used to getting into that top 10, that top 5 in 2019, and I actually got the podiumed at the test event in Tokyo, and then Yeah, as soon as I got the bronze, it was the first medal for New Zealand. So, and we hadn't got a medal for a week after that as well. So it's crazy, just like being a household name in New Zealand now. And like as I said, like it took a week for us to get another medal, because we normally get a lot of our medals from indoor track cycling,
right.
or a lot of our medals on the water with
right.
rowing and kayaking.
Yeah.
So, and that's normally later on in the agendas.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool to be the first opportunity to get a medal, and to get that, it was pretty cool.
That's very fun.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Super League, does that complement your World Tri?
Yeah, I think so. Like, we don't really change training at all. Like, it's short, sharp, and fast. It keeps the stimulus up pretty high. But also it keeps you well aware, and when you're going at fast-paced, high situations, you can kind of really translate that and relate that to short course sprint and Olympic distance racing. So I think it does cater for us both. And with Super League, you've got to be extremely fast at some points with the fast twitch fibers, but you've also got to remember that it's over, per round it's 20 minutes. So
right.
you've still got to perform for 20 minutes. It's like saying to a 5,000 meter runner on the track, you're racing for 13 minutes or 15 minutes. Go and race an 800 meter race is completely different. So it's not like we're racing only for 10 minutes. We're still racing for 20 minutes. So you still got to have actually a really good endurance base, but you've also got to have that speed as well.
And so this year, you were talking about you're going to go to Noosa.
Yeah.
Which is non-drafting. Will you be on the TT bike for that?
Yeah. So, partnering with Kenya now, they've got a great team. So, for the last, since the start of the year, I've been actually getting on the TT bike once a month. I really enjoy the TT bike, and all I need to do is get on there, once a week. So getting on there, 4 times a month, 5, 6. So, which is great. I think that's all you need. From getting on the TT bike, just getting used to the positions. So, I really enjoy it, and racing Noosa and then racing the week after Melbourne 70.3 is trying to qualify for Taupo, as I was born in Taupo, for next year. So
fun.
Yeah, it'd be great to race in front of the place I was born in, and it'll be after Paris, so it'd be kind of cool to finish off in New Zealand.
Well, that's what's nice about that is that's December.
Yeah, it works perfectly.
So
my dream scenario would be racing Paris.
Get a gold.
Yeah, ideally. That'd be cool. And then going back to Xterra, racing the World Champs in Italy.
Yes.
Which is more or less between.
And that's
Paris.
A brutal bike course.
Yeah. It was actually quite nice. Before Pontevedra, the grand final last week, I was watching the Xterra. It was in the morning, and we were racing at 5 o'clock in the evening, so it was great viewing. And there was a couple of athletes that I knew that were racing, so it was nice.
Bradley Weiss was down there.
Yeah, Bradley Weiss, Sam Osborne, Maeve Kennedy as well, and that was good to watch. So I was like, I'd like to race that next year and try and win the world title back again. So go get
another Xterra world title, because you got it in Maui.
Why not get it there? Yeah, I was saying we're not going back to Maui. I don't know when, but I've been the 4 years I've been in Maui. I've come away with a world title, so it's I've been undefeated in Maui, which is really, really nice. But to go to Italy, it looks like a beautiful spot.
It looks like a tough course.
Yeah, just a big climb, which I really enjoy, and a good, tough technical section too. So it's will be interesting.
It was funny, the Xterra guys who were doing Nice, when we were doing the show from there.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, when I was talking to Braden, all of them, Brent McMahon and Braden and Bradley, were all like, this is as close to a mountain bike course as we've ever been on. This course is awesome. We love it. Cool. They were talking about there's so much road furniture.
There is.
What is it? All the speed bumps. And all the stuff.
Yeah, I heard it was tough and tight and technical, and there's some bumps, lumps, and potholes everywhere. So they would have really enjoyed it.
So those guys must have given you some major crap that you crashed on a open road with nothing around.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're 4 Xterra world titles.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, just next time just need to be a bit more focused as well. So that was a frustrating, annoying scenario, but
hey, stuff happens.
You couldn't blame anyone else but myself.
Exactly,
so.
and that's a nice position to be in.
It is, yeah. So
and Malibu, you like this too. You like stuff that's different.
Well, what I've heard, it's it's going to be
surface bigger,
7 foot more or less, which is nice.
7?
Yep, the last couple of days, which is great. So I remember when I was racing in Maui for the Exterior World Champs, I actually cancelled the swim, which I was kind of gutted about, but the surf was big and I love big surf, so bigger the better for me, and more choppier the better too. So
love it.
A lot more to get out there, and the course is extremely technical, and the run is actually quite technical too, so we'll see what happens.
I love it. Hayden, always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for taking time.
Cheers, thank you.
And so we're going to stay at your house in Taupo. That'd be great. And we'll do the show from your house.
Exactly, sounds good.
Hayden Wilde has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob from Super League Malibu. Hold on, we will be right back.